Do you need up to 150K of business funding to buy your first investment property or your next one? We will help you qualify for up to 150K of business funding in 90 days or less with our team of funding professionals who will do all the hard work for you. All the funding you need to cover down payments, rehab costs, and gap funding on real deals, not someday deals. And we will make sure you get the best rates, get it done fast, and qualify for all the funding you need without hurting your credit. This isn't another complicated funding process, high risk, high interest loan, something that will ruin your credit. Those services don't work for real estate investors. Let me explain why. Your credit took a hit. You didn't get approved. You are more confused than ever. It feels like you wasted all this time and money. Banking is confusing. Their requirements can be strict and feel random. The entire process can take a lot of time, and making one mistake can ruin your chances of getting approved. But you know that getting access to extra capital right now is very important to hit the next level. You need it to close your first deal and start building a portfolio that pays you every month. But you don't have the time to study the banks and learn the entire process. You don't know where to apply to get the best rates. You don't know what to say on the applications to get best results. You don't have any banker contacts to make this easier and faster. And ultimately, you don't want to waste time or waste money doing this wrong. You need a funding solution built for real estate investors that will get this done now, without wasting your time, without all the headache, and without making mistakes. And you need this now because lack of capital leads to watching deals you found go to investors who had the money ready, wholesalers and agents ignoring you because you can't show proof of funds, being stuck saving for a down payment for years while prices keep climbing, using hard money for everything, even costs that should be at 0%, staying a future investor for another year, then another. But the truth is, the banks want to lend money to you. Lending money out is how they make money. But if this is the case, why does it seem so difficult? Today, the banks get so many applications. It would be impossible to manually review all of them. So they use computing and AI to evaluate all of them. And this is actually a good thing, but only if you check all their boxes and apply knowing what they're looking for. If you do, the backend system instantly approves you and you get all the funding you could possibly need. It's like having a test at school, but you are given all the answers beforehand and you can take them with you to the exam, effectively making it impossible to fail. You know exactly what to do to get the results you want. So if any everyday investor knew the exact checkbox requirements or application answers, they could get funding every time. I've spent my career inside this world, first working at major financial institutions on the systems banks actually use, and since 2015, building businesses that help everyday people get credit ready and funded. And after working with hundreds of clients across credit repair, business funding, and real estate financing, and getting my clients approved for 10 plus million in funding, we mastered the funding process so we know exactly what to do so any everyday investor can get massive funding. The fast funding formula, a one of a kind funding strategy, but specifically for new and aspiring real estate investors. To help you qualify for 50K to 150K of funding faster, easier, and predictably. The right type of funding that can help you buy, fix, and close real deals. And we can get you funding even if you just recently started your business, you don't make big revenue yet, and you don't have perfect credit, which means the fast and funding formula can turn anyone into the perfect candidate. So you can qualify for 50K to 150K in just weeks without hurting your personal credit, without collateral, tax returns, or even bank statements, for the best terms at 0% interest with the support of bankers and credit experts. Who is this guy? My name is Jamil Kendall. I spent years working on the systems that approve and decline people every day. I started my credit business in 2016, launched a 5KO accelerated credit repair system, and funded my clients over 10 million plus. I didn't learn this system from a course. I learned it from the inside. For years, I worked at major banks and financial institutions as a business system analyst. My job was the systems themselves, the pipelines, the data, the rules engines that decide who gets approved and who gets declined. And here's what I saw. Approval was never about luck. It was about whether your profile checked the boxes the system was built to check. Then I stepped out to build my own businesses. And when I went to fund my first deal, the same banks I used to work for told me no. I felt stuck and I knew exactly how the machine on the other side worked. That's what made it so frustrating. I needed real capital, the kind that lets you move on a property when the numbers work, not 6 months later. I had the same three problems my clients have today: credit that wasn't optimized, my score was sitting around a 556, a business profile the banks didn't recognize, and no roadmap for where to apply, how to apply, and what to say. So I went back to what I knew, the inside of the system. I combine what I've learned working at the banks with years of studying the credit bureau's own playbook. Metro 2 reporting, Oscar dispute processing, how the automated systems really read your file, and I built the process piece by piece. The process became the system I use today for the credit the right way. Fast, build the business profile the banks wants to see, then go get the capital. My wife and I was able to get approved for 150K of 0% interest business funding. And it changed what was possible for me and for my family, and finally break out of the survival cycle. And it's now worked for hundreds of my clients. Fix credit and become perfect borrowers. Qualify for 10 million plus of funding. My mission is to help you become the perfect borrower for the banks and help you with the application process so you can easily, quickly, predictably get the funding you need without hurting your credit, without needing bank statements, and without wasting time. So, how are we able to get such great results every time for real estate investors? The fast funding formula relies on three components. The first is the Cinderella profile. We review your credit and business profile and determine the necessary steps to turn you into the bank's dreams client. Funding is very predictable when you know exactly what the banks want to see. We reverse engineer what they want. We analyze your report and business, build a custom roadmap, and help you optimize and become the perfect borrower faster and easier. All personalized to you, your credit, and your business. Here's how I remove two collections in a matter of a week or two. This is where my client had 25 inquiries removed in less than 7 days. And then I helped my client refinance debt by getting them approved for a $42,000 personal loan. This is how I helped one of my clients remove two late payments in 2 weeks. The next step is accelerated funding. We leverage your new perfect profile and begin your funding applications. Based on your specific credit profile and business setup, we create a custom capital funding sequence. A customized plan, we will find the best offers from the top banks at the best terms, and then introduce you to our business bankers, relationship managers. Then we can help submit applications directly to the underwriters. This helps us get easier approvals and higher limits. So instead of submitting an application online just like everyone else and hoping the algorithm likes you, our relationship manager will represent you and your business. The relationship manager will communicate with the lending team, follow up on the application so it goes faster, ask for limit increases once approved for even more. It's like going to the most exclusive clubs in town with the longest lines, but you know all the owners and they let you in through the VIP entrance. And for every application, we will help you prepare for them so you know what to apply for, what to say on the applications, what to do if you get approved, pending, or denied. 90K approval right here is an example of how we work with the system. Maxed out cards to 100K in funding. Unbankable to 50K approval. Another client that went from unbankable to 50K approvals. The last step is credit maximization. We help you maximize your new business funding so you get the most out of it. We will help you turn credit into cash, turn business spend into points into free travel, balance transfer debt so it stays 0% interest for years, clear your credit so your score stays high even after funding. All the best tips and hacks that could benefit real estate investors. But all this so you can predictably, easily, and quickly qualify for up to 150K of 0% funding for your business. So you could do all this on your own, but do you have the time to test and figure out on your own? How many hours will you waste or months being stuck without funding? What if you make a mistake that hurt your credit and it lasts forever? Instead, what if we just gave you the entire strategy once and then work together one on one to implement this? You get the knowledge, strategies, hacks, and contacts that we have been putting together for 3 years instantly. And you get to qualify for up to 150K of 0% funding predictably within just weeks of getting started. The same process I used to get myself funding ready, and that took my own business partner from a 196-point deficit to funded. Same process that worked for them is so many others. I will work with you one on one and give you this entire strategy so you can become the perfect borrower and qualify for 150K of funding. Paving the way for your down payments, your rehab budgets, and your gap funding so you can stop watching deals and start closing them so you can grow way faster. Inside, you will get onboarding call with custom roadmap based on your profile, client portal with custom steps, tips, and resources, detailed instructions with text, audio, and video, letter templates, and dispute scripts for credit optimization, discounted business services for LLC, email, website, etc., instructions to build and strengthen business credit profile, exclusive underwriting checklists, exclusive banker contacts at all major banks, latest insider industry updates for all lending changes, latest application data points for best funding results, private one-on-one Slack channel where you can access me 24/7. And we are so confident it'll work for you. We guarantee you qualify for a minimum of 50K of 0% funding in 90 days, or we will work with you one-on-one until you do. And you also get the expedited inquiry removal, where you can remove expiring inquiries within 48 hours. And you can also remove Equifax and TransUnion inquiries within 2 weeks. That's a $300 volume. Credit to cash hack. Convert any credit card into cash in the bank without paying any cash advances fees or high interest. That's a $500 volume. And also, I'll give you the 5KO accelerated credit repair, exclusive credit repair strategy, removes any collection, late payment, or charge off within 2 to 4 weeks. Massively speed up your funding process by speeding up your credit repair so you have perfect credit for funding. That's a 3K volume. Travel hacker cheat code, point conversion guide, free travel, CEO status course, free perks with credit cards. Use your credit cards to travel like a CEO for cents on the dollar. That's a 4K volume. If you want to become the perfect borrower, qualify for massive funding quickly, and all the credit hacks to go with it, book a call down below. We will review your current profile, identify the custom roadmap, and outline your capital sequence plan so you know exactly what to do to get funding in 90 days. No risk for you. The only risk you have is doing nothing. So if you want access to our entire fast funding formula, you want access to expedited inquiry removal, credit to cash hack, the 5KO accelerated credit repair, travel hacker cheat code, and more, you want to get these results, and you like the fact that we guarantee you will qualify for funding or we keep working together one on one until you do, book a call below.